Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now, here's the story. I think the girl F19 I'm M22 dating is possibly cheating on me with her dad's friend M38. This is gonna sound crazy, so pretty much I've been dating this girl since late June, and like it's been good for the most part. We have a lot of things in common, and I really like her. The other day, she and I were walking, and I was telling her something important, and she was very uninterested, and I glanced over and I saw her texting a number that wasn't saved in her phone. She looked at me with a weird face and turned her phone off immediately. I let it go cause I didn't want to jump to conclusions and argue about it. But like the day after she wanted me to come over, now I like to surprise her. I find it funny, and I'm a big jokester, so I came over and her parents knew I was coming in. They didn't tell her that I was there, but I went into her room, and pretty much she jumped up and seen me, and started smiling afterwards, but was on her phone texting. And I went into for a kiss, and I seen her texting the same number, and she was trying to text faster, and sent whatever message she was sending mad quick and turned off her phone. She never does this to you, and she was acting awkward after. I went out the room for a good sec to calm myself down, and I wanted to ask her a serious question, and she knew what I was going to ask, but didn't say anything after that, so I broke the silence, and I asked her, who was the person she was texting that's not saved in her phone, and she said, I can't say cause it's embarrassing, and I'm like, woof. Like that's an odd-ass way of answering, so I named like 5 people, and one of them was her dad's friend. Now I met him, her parents made him drop her at my house once. She said when we first started talking that he's creepy as hell and flirted with her in the past many times, but when I told him, she made a weird face, and was confused about how I know about him, like I never seen the guy before, and tried denying it the first time, and then she was like, okay, yes, it was him, but it's nothing. And I told her, like, I find it weird that you're entertaining a guy that's flirted with you in the past, and let alone your dad's friend, let alone his co-worker. And she was swearing up and down it's nothing, and they were talking about Biden and Kamala Harris, and she offered to show me their messages, but I said nah, and I let it go. Now days go by, I catch her still texting dude, and even 2 days ago we was together early morning at her house, and like just joking and playing with each other, her phone dropped out of her hand and it falls in front of me, and I look down to guess who I see in her messages texting her early in the morning, and she had a shocked face when I picked up her phone and gave it to her. It kind of ruined my morning, and I told her I had to go, and she didn't want me to go and kept asking me what's wrong. Then I eventually told her like it's mad weird and you're wrong still texting dude, like no way I'm out here competing with a 38-year-old man. And she was pretty much calling me a bad guy for feeling the way I feel and calling her out for that. I told her I'm gonna have to tell her dad. She went from not caring to caring a whole bunch, saying her parents are very strict, which is kinda true, and they'd take everything from her, and she asked that if I would want that for her. And I'm like, is that all you care about? Which something was up. Eventually everything cools down, and like I was in tears hurting, and I eventually leave. Then I got a notification on TikTok. She was reposting me telling my biff about my new illegal age gap, and I texted her straight away, alright dude, and like she was acting confused on what she did, and she removed the repost immediately. I still want to tell her dad though, him, and we're pretty cool with each other, but I just hope I'm overthinking everything and I'm flat out wrong, that she's possibly cheating on me. Update. So almost a month ago I had posted that the girl I was with at the time was possibly cheating on me with her dad's friend, and everyone wanted an update, so I'll update you guys. So pretty much after that I wanted to make things work, and I had let it go after her convincing me that nothing was happening. I was still observing her nevertheless. She had told me that she had told him that they should stop texting each other cause it was getting weird, especially that it's her dad's friend. I didn't believe that cause I'm sure she was saying that so I don't have to bring him up. She was still texting him, and I kept noticing it from time to time. But I couldn't really do anything or say anything about it cause I didn't want to ruin anything bringing it up. Now there was a time during this where I was living at my job for a bit cause I was finding a new place to stay, and she'd come over and stay with me. After she clocks out, we work together from time to time. One specific day she came over and we was together, and I decided to show off my vinyl collection. I have a lot too, and then she looked at our phone, looked at me, started acting weird. Then eventually she was like, my ride is here, I'm gonna leave, so I'm fixing back up my vinyls, and I asked her who's picking you up, and she paused and turns back and says my parents is at an appointment, so you should know who's picking me up. And I'm like, I thought you said why all stop texting each other. And she said we did, it's nothing, I just needed a ride home. She kinda had a point, so I let it go and told her I'll see her later and get home safe. Now again, I had let it go at the time. Now everyone at work knows that her and I were together, and one of the ladies had pulled me aside and asked me if me and Aunt, the girl, are still together, and I told them, yeah, and she told me that she's been seeing her go into someone else's car all recently on my day offs, happy and smiling, and I asked, what color car? And she had told me a blue car. Her dad's friend drives a blue Tesla, so I was kinda annoyed but didn't want to bring it up with her. Until Monday she wanted to hang out with me, I got a new place not too far from where she's at. I had brought it up to her, and she got mad and was trying to lie saying that's not true until I got very descriptive, and she pretty much told me everything while this was happening. She was texting him. And I had noticed that too, but we hung out a great ass time. There was a lake by her house, and we went into it fully clothed, and we was all over each other and flirting mad hard, and then we went back to her house, and I was there with her family having a good time. After I went home, I told her I had fun. She told me she had fun too. Everything was fine. Until in the afternoon she was saying how she thinks she's mad at herself and texted me she shouldn't have been all over me the way she was. And it was a mistake. And I told her don't beat yourself up cause it wasn't only on her, I was all over her too. Then she told me we should be friends and I'm surprised now cause like that came out of nowhere. And she was like how she can't see herself with me. That went south after that. I then asked her since we're being honest with herself, are you talking to someone else? And she said she's open to it and wants to see other people. And I told her like how I seen her texting her dad's friend that day prior when we was hanging out and she had gotten mad and was like stop looking at my phone, I'm just not going to be on my phone around you no more, and it felt so weird cause no way she's making me feel like I'm wrong for pointing that. And then she said she didn't want to be friends with me at least and wanted nothing to do with me. And it genuinely sucked cause I really liked her and I was there for her when she was down and she would always put herself, and I always hated that she did that. So that next day I told her dad about everything and told him about his friend and how him would always text her and has flirted with her in the past, and I gave him proof. I was kind of scared, but it was a relief. I finally did it everyone on Reddit. Earl and my therapist told me I should tell him and I did, and he thanked me for that and was going to talk to her about it. I guess he did cause this morning I seen her and she looked out of it and she was avoiding me but looking at me, and then I got a text from her saying, "Thank you for telling my dad." And I mean that genuinely am certain that was sarcasm, then texted me again like 30 minutes after saying what was my motive behind it. I still haven't responded yet. There's you guys update. I'll link the original post so the people who haven't seen it could read it. Thank you guys, seriously. What would you do in this situation? Do you think OP handled it correctly? Comment down below what you think. Also let me know which story you think was better. If you would like to see more videos like this, please hit the thumbs up button to like the video. Also comment, share and subscribe. Until next time.